Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And this evening, I am having a conversation with Gina Mongiello from New Jersey. Hello there, Gina. How are you doing?
Hi, Carolyn. Good, good. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And what time of day is it with you today?
Let's see.
Well, any
It
day,
is,
really, but
yeah, it's
that was a bit silly.
3:33 p.m. So we're right
Oh,
in the
so
middle of the
afternoon.
afternoon.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yes, you're quite a bit behind us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're in the future. You're in my
We
future.
we are. Yes. You never know what's going to happen.
Tell me something amazing that's going to happen in the future.
Oh dear. Um, but yes, so I mentioned to you when we were having a chat previously that I ask a question to all my guests, and it's the same question. And the question is, what is it you like to do when you're not working?
Ah, well, thanks for that question. What I love to do, forget about like, what I love
Okay.
to do when I'm not working is be outdoors with my camera looking for the little creatures. So I
Oh,
love in this time of year, we're in winter right now, so it's very cold. The only real creatures I find outside this time of year are birds, deer, occasionally a fox, but squirrels, but a lot of the ones that are hibernating for the winter are gone, and of course there's no insects. Now, when the warm weather comes, I'm all about the insects.
oh, that's
Oh yeah.
interesting.
So I have a macro lens and I have a
Yeah.
diffuser and a flash and I go out there and I get really close up to these little tiny tiny insects that you would
Mhm.
never even see probably if you were just walking by with your eye. But I love capturing these little creatures outside. Whether it's the birds in the winter or it's the insects in the summer, I just have such a ball doing that. It's so much fun.
Wow. Not what I was expecting you to say. So this is where it becomes very interesting when people have a topic that they enjoy. So how long have you been doing that for?
Well, I started photography when I was in college, actually, and that was back decades ago when it was film camera.
Oh,
And I
yes,
would
a
take,
good old film
right?
camera.
That's
Yeah,
right.
taking
I,
hundreds of pictures that don't come out.
exactly. That's
Yes,
it. That's it. You'd get a roll of 36 and maybe six of them you
yes,
could actually use.
yes.
And I would develop them, and I loved that process. I found that process to be really fun and rewarding and full of anticipation. And then I kind of put that down. I took the next level of class, which got into lighting, but it was more technical than I liked. I really appreciate
Hmm.
composition and being out in nature. But when we started talking about technical things like lighting, I lost interest very quick. And then I stopped using a camera like that and started using just the quick little point and shoot cameras. And then, of course, once I got iPhone, I started using my iPhone on
Yeah.
everything. So for many years, I only used my iPhone. I did not ever have another real camera. So I used my iPhone and I got really good at getting close to these little creatures, blending in with nature, and having an absolute ball. I always knew one day I would get a better camera,
Mhm.
and I have one now. But I for at that time I was very content with just using my iPhone because it's so easy. It fits in your pocket and you can really take some pretty amazing photos and videos with the iPhone. It wasn't until about a year and a half ago that I said, that's it, it's time to get a real camera. So I researched and researched, and I don't know that any of our audience members are photographers or that you are, but the one I landed on was it's an ASPC sensor, which just means that any it's telephoto before you even put a telephoto lens on it. That's basically what it means. So it
Okay.
gets you real close to things, closer than most other full frame cameras will.
Mhm.
So of course I have the telephoto lenses, I have the macro lenses, and now I have the wide angle for the landscape, but I just really have a ball getting out there and seeing what I can do, creating it. And I believe it or not, even though I do this outside of my job, my work, I have found a way to tie this into my work because I love it so much and because I want my business to always be reflective and inclusive of the pieces of my life that I love.
Ah, that's interesting.
So I incorporate all of those photos. Like, for example, when I send an email to my subscribers every week, they always get a nature photo along with the message, and I somehow tie that message in with the photo. Same thing on LinkedIn. I off very and Facebook. I mean, all of my social media accounts, if you were to look at any of them, you would see nature picture after nature picture after nature picture. And it works really well because a lot of my messaging for my clients and for the work I do is very reflective in nature. And so all of those nature reflections fit in so well.
Wow, that's a good integration.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yes, I do. I have a I do love photography.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you shoot with?
Oh, I mostly mobile phone, the
Hmm.
same. Not
Right.
not an iPhone. I mean, the cameras on them are incredible,
They are.
and the technology behind the them, to give the brilliant results of photographs just from this sort of
Hmm.
pocket-sized computer that you have,
Hmm.
is quite incredible. And yes, I think you more detail. You need something like you say you've gone
Hmm.
out and you've done your research and
Hmm.
you've got what you want. But to integrate what you do with your work is actually quite brilliant, really, isn't it? Because you're doing something that you enjoy. You
Hmm.
wouldn't be doing what you do for work if you didn't enjoy it. So integrating the two is really quite brilliant.
Exactly. Thank you. I mean, I'm not saying exactly that it's brilliant. I don't want to give my, I mean, thank you for saying it. But what it does for me and the reason why I went in that direction, one of the things about me, even though my focus is the reflections and relationships and communication and really helping people with that, my background even is in environmental education. I taught environmental education for years, and I grew up as a kid feeling most myself in nature. So for me, that nature component, it has to be part of everything I do. It's almost an identifier of who I am. So to leave that out of my business would be me showing up as someone other than myself.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Because people, so whatever anybody does for what they enjoy
Hmm.
most of the time in their lives, um, people buy from people. They don't buy from a business.
Mm, exactly.
You know, they're invested in people. And this is
Hmm.
why I think it's so important that you get to know people
Hmm.
because, you've got the surface stuff, fine. You it's a bit like an onion, isn't it? You
It is.
peel the bits off and get to know people.
Hmm.
With your no like trust, of course.
Hmm. Right. Yeah, I was out a was it 2 weeks ago? No, it was last weekend. I was out in it's been very, very cold here for pretty much since November. We're 3 months into cold, but the last few weeks, much colder than usual and much more consistent than usual to have that much cold. Anyway, I still get out because I get out all year round. I love to be outside, and I was out cross country skiing. And you may have porcupines by you, and they may
Oh
be
no.
something. Okay, so I've never seen a porcupine in the wild. I'm out all the time, and I've
Wow.
never encountered a porcupine in the wild. It really never even entered my consciousness that we even had porcupines in New Jersey. But I was out cross country skiing, and someone on the trail said, if you go a little way further, you're going to see a porcupine up in the tree. I said, a porcupine? I really didn't
In a
know if she was
tree?
kidding. Yeah. And I said, and so I thought maybe it's a joke. Maybe someone like put a fake porcupine there. Let's see what happens. But I was so excited. I couldn't wait to get there. I kept looking and looking and looking and let me get to this porcupine. Let me get to this porcupine. Finally, it's funny. I approached a couple on the trail. They were coming in the opposite direction. I said, "Hey, how much further to the porcupine?" I figured they had to know because how could anybody not know who was on that trail? And they said, "A porcupine?" And I said, "Yes, someone told me there was a porcupine on the trail." And she said, "Oh, wait a minute. Look at that tree right behind you. I think it's right there." And she pointed up. I turned around, and sure enough, there it was. It was sound asleep. I believe they sleep during the day. So it was sound asleep, head tucked in, perfectly balanced and positioned on a very skinny branch that
Oh gosh.
surprisingly was supporting it. So fast asleep on a thin little branch in the middle of the forest with people going right by, and it did not mind at all. So it really
Wow.
represented this it was this creature that no matter the circumstance, no matter what was going on around it, it was
Mm.
perfectly balanced, peaceful, and doing what it does.
Wow. I didn't even know porcupines went into trees. I thought they were a
Me
ground animal.
neither.
Oh, well, you learned something new today. So every
I
day's a school day, as they say.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Wow. And you cross country ski regularly?
No, not regularly. This is something that I did years ago and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I've been wanting to get back for years, but we haven't had great snow winters here the last few winters.
Mhm.
This winter we have. We've gotten some great snow, and so I knew it was time to get out there. Yeah.
So is it telemarketing ski, the telemark skiing you do? Is that sort of the foot lifting up, or you do just like they
I,
do on the races? This
oh, so when you, I'm not sure that word you used. I'm thinking maybe you mean like the ski lift. Is that what you're talking
No, no,
about?
no, no, no. So telemark skiing is when you go along like they have in some Olympic Games, where they go
Oh,
along and you've got the two ruts where the skis go along and you lift your foot up, so you're literally sliding, walking.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Yes.
Okay. Right.
Yes. And it's really interesting. It's a obviously it's very different than downhill skiing. I mean, I
Mm.
prefer this cross country to downhill because you get to stay warm and active and there are no ski lifts. When you go downhill skiing, you have to get on a ski lift, it gets cold, you're just sitting
Yeah.
there.
It
But this, you're
does.
constantly active and you're out in that quiet forest. It's so quiet and
Mm.
the snow always makes everything, it's like a blanket of
It
quiet.
is, isn't it? Sort of,
Mhm.
it deadens sound. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was absolutely lovely. I can't wait to do it again. Yeah. And I mean I have to say you do fall occasionally.
Oh, yeah, I'm
And
sure.
yeah.
If you don't
And
fall, you're not doing it right.
right. You do fall occasionally and as you get older, you don't fall as gracefully as you did when you were younger. It just it's surprising. It's surprising every time you land on the ground and it comes with just like a greater thump than it used to. So
Yes. Yeah, I've not skied for many years, but yes, I remember the thumps and the
yeah,
thuds.
right.
Yes, I haven't ever cross-country skied, I have to say.
Mm,
Yes, I always find it fascinating watching the when they do it in the Olympics and when they take in other activities while they are doing the cross-country skiing. Yes, it's I think it's becoming more popular.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I recommend it. If you can get out and do it, it's worth it.
Yeah, we don't have a great deal of snow here.
Oh,
It would probably mean they've got quite a bit of snow up in Scotland at the moment.
okay.
But at the time you decide to arrange to go and sort everything out before you go, it's probably all melted.
Right.
But
Right.
yes, it was a great pastime that I used to enjoy going skiing.
Aw.
But yeah, yeah.
Well,
But
thanks for asking these questions. I mean, it was fun. It was fun to talk about nature and to share some of my stories with you.
Well, that is what this is about. It's finding out about people
Mm,
and what they enjoy doing, because we all enjoy different things, and
hmm
what you get out of enjoying those things, it's yes, it's what makes us the people that we are with what we enjoy doing.
hmm Yeah. And that's beautiful that you're getting to know people in this way. I really think I do a podcast myself and I never ask the same guests. I never ask the different guests the same questions. But I think that that's so fun that you do that because it really shows you the variation in the person you're talking to, being that the same questions are coming from you.
Mm.
It's like
Yes, it is.
you're building a little research study here.
Yeah, a bit of reverse psychology, if you like. But it's great fun.
Yeah.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Mhm.
I started this early March last year. Yeah, so it's been great fun, and yeah, I shall carry on until people don't want to chat anymore, which
That's right.
maybe won't ever happen. So we'll just carry on chatting.
That's so
That's the whole
nice.
point, isn't it? So that we have conversations.
Hmm.
Yeah,
The lost art of conversations.
it is. Yes, and there's a generation, isn't there, of young people that send text messages to one another, sitting next door to one another, are
Mm.
terrified of speaking on the phone.
Hmm.
Um, yes, it is quite yes, it's quite alarming, I think, that we
Mm.
have young people that are terrified of speaking.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't know quite where it came from. I don't know, but I think there was a course over here at some point, I think it was last year, and there were some young people, they were struggling to communicate,
Hmm.
and some of them were asked to go on this course, and it was explained to them what would happen, that they would need to speak on the phone. And one stands out to me, that this young girl, the phone rang and she just ran out the room. She couldn't cope.
Oh.
No, 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 I can't answer.
Mm. That uncertainty.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you don't realize, do you really, that so
Mm.
young and not being able to speak on the phone, and just being able to communicate by typing a message to
Hmm.
somebody, um, is, yeah, it's a bit concerning.
Mm. Maybe you could invite some of those young ones onto the show.
Maybe if I find some.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be interesting. It would be interesting. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
because I do think sometimes people need an invitation to step out of their comfort zone. Meaning it's not that they necessarily won't step out of their comfort zone, but they need someone to say, "Hey, here's my hand. Would you like to come on into
Hmm.
this little zone here?" And it would
Yes.
be it would be fun. I don't mean to make more work for you. I'm just
No,
saying this is Carolyn's chit chat, and right, there's no exclusions
exactly.
as far as age,
No,
right?
yeah, that's right. Dead right. But Gina, thank you so much for joining me this evening, or this afternoon. And hopefully we can do it again.
Yes, it was a great chat, Carolyn. Thank you.
Thank you very much.